If you feel invisible, suffer from social anxiety, or struggle with women, then this video is for you. 5 years ago, I was incredibly socially anxious, felt invisible, the need for approval, and I escaped by drinking every weekend, partying, taking drugs, and all of that behavior, which led down to a very, very bad and dark path. However, fast forward 5 years, I can now go on dates completely sober. I go to social events completely sober, even go out and go dancing with friends completely sober, and nothing has control over me anymore. So I wanted to make this video to help anyone out there that may be suffering from where I once was, and just some quick tips and tricks on how to not really be invisible anymore and how to just enjoy your life and take control a little bit better. So the first thing that I want you to understand is everyone is having this human experience. Now, what I mean by that is everyone's actually focused on themselves. Yes, you've got some people that might seem more caring than others, but at the end of the day, everyone is just focused on themselves. How they can have a better job, better money, a better life, whatever it may be. The point that I'm getting to is you do not need approval from other people, because people are so absorbed in their own creation. This actually gives you the power that it's time to start focusing on your creation and how you could actually serve other people, not to actually need their approval. So it's a totally different thing, because I remember a few years ago, I used to be thirsty in conversations when I'd sit at a dinner table with a bunch of business people, or even women. I was just kind of needing that need for approval, and I felt this bit of desperation in my chest where it was like, I need to say something, I need to feel important, feel validated. And it was just this cringy desperation sort of energy that led me to feeling so powerless and weak. So when I actually flipped the script and thought, you know what, this is my life, how do I actually serve or help people around me? Everything kind of started to change. I stopped going from this desperate place of energy to, what, I actually do have a lot of value to bring in these conversations, and as long as I speak from my heart, it's going to help people. So step one is stop needing approval and focus on start serving, and you're going to notice that you're going to start to feel extremely empowered. The second biggest thing that I noticed was the most interesting person in the room is actually the most interested. I spent a lot of time trying to be the most interesting. I would puff up stories, talk about myself, try and think strategically and think hard about things that I was going to say when I was going out to a dinner with a bunch of friends or going on a date. Literally premeditating and thinking of the things that I'm going to say to stay relevant and stay interesting. What a waste of time that is. What a waste of time that is. So what you actually want to do is flip the script and just focus on generally being the most interested person in the room. This is where it gets really, really fun. The reason being is because, one, it removes all the social anxiety, it removes all the need for approval, but it actually allows you to actually stay there, be present, and engage in these conversations, and you will watch the way that people respond to you. They will respond to you far, far better when you're there trying to actually get approval or be the most interesting in the room. Just be the most interested. And it's quite easy to do that. So when someone's telling you a story, all you do is actually have to listen, not think about how you're going to respond, how you're going to react, whatever it may be. You just generally want to be fully present, listening to that person. And then you'll find that you actually will start to be a bit more curious, and you'll ask questions. How did you do that? Oh, okay, and what happened there? And when you start to do this, it starts to really open up this conversation that flows really, really well. And you no longer need to sit there and try and put yourself on a pedestal and talk and get all this approval. And you will notice that your relationships will start to get much, much, much better. People after this will generally just be so interested in you. They will want to know more about you, they'll be curious about you, and it's going to give you this magnetic power where you might stay a little bit mysterious. And when it comes to especially dating, when you're with women and you take control of the conversation by asking questions and just staying curious, you will get a far better response. You're giving that lady a safe space to be comfortable, to speak about her things. And when she asks you about you and your things, just give a short, sharp and direct answer. Be playful, be confident, but then just get back to being the most interested one in the room. And it will work every time. Some other things to help, with whether you're feeling socially anxious, whether it's going on dating, or just how to be a better communicator in general, is simply just dress up and wear something nice, something that you feel confident in. Don't wear some shitty shirt that's, all scrunched up in the back of your closet that you just dragged out and you think, okay, this fits well, I'm gonna wear this. No, you're not dressing to impress. Yes, that can help, but you're actually dressing to impress yourself, no one else. The main thing is when you look in that mirror and you see that the shirt fits nicely and it looks good on you, it gives you the confidence that you know that you look good, and when you walk into that room, you carry that power and that energy, and it radiates across the whole room. So that's another tip, is dress to impress yourself. So make sure if you have got an event or a date or whatever it may be, get that outfit together, the one that actually makes you feel great and the one that you know that you look good in. The other biggest thing when it comes to communication, if you're feeling socially anxious or dating, is simply taking care of your health and your nutrition. So a bad diet is going to lead to really bad energy. If you're having a lot of sugar in your diet, there's a good chance that you're probably incredibly anxious. You've got a heart rate that's through the roof, and you've probably got minimal self-control. So when you have a clear diet, you're automatically going to be thinking clearer, feeling better, and it's going to put you up in many levels, and that energy will just radiate. Food is energy. And that's a thing that took me a bit of time to understand. After being so involved in health, gym and fitness, even sometimes when I slip up and I have a burger, and I'm human, it happens, right? And you eat some type of bad food, that little bit of pleasure for that taste sometimes is just not worth it, because of that food, of what the energy it converts into can just completely take away from who you are. And that can come off into conversations, to your social life, to your work life, or whatever it may be. So having a good nutritional diet is key. It's a foundation to actually having that energy radiate in a positive way, where you can show up to dates more confidently, and you can go out to these dinners and speak with business people more confidently, or even if it's your friends or your family. Another tip to help you in these situations is strong eye contact. So this is something that actually took me a while to get used to. When people were speaking to me, I would be looking at them, but then I wouldn't really be thinking about what they're saying, because I was focusing on looking at them, or I was looking somewhere else when I was talking. And yeah, eye contact is extremely important. You want to look that person right in the pupil. The reason being is because 99.99% of the time, that person is a friendly person and they cannot harm you, okay? But when you give someone direct eye contact and you look at them right in the pupil, they will instantly give you so much respect. Now, I've proven this time and time again when I've been on dates with ladies, and it's one of the number one things that I do that really draws in people's attention. So when I've been on dates with ladies, and I've looked across the other side of the room and, I've seen them smile at me, or they might be just looking at me. It's, a direct look into their pupil and giving them a smile. It's the same if she's in front of you and you're having dinner together. When she's speaking to you, directly look into her pupil, into her soul, and connect with her while she's speaking. You will notice ladies will get absolutely flattered by this. I don't know how this came about for myself, but it's just something that I picked up, and it was a total game changer. And it made me think that there's a lot of men out there that are not doing this. Because when I started to do it, I noticed how much of a shift I was having in people's energy in front of me and the way that they were responding to me. So that's another big thing. One of the other tips, and probably the final tip here, is just have fun. I used to be so serious and, really take myself way too seriously, which would just be, I would be suffocating myself. The tension was so high because I was being such a perfectionist. I was worried about how I was being perceived, what I was going to say, all this stuff. When you put so much damn effort into it, it's just like you're suffocating yourself. And you don't give yourself that opportunity to flow and have that magnetic presence that's inside of you. Don't once for a second think that you don't have this charisma or you're not magnetic or whatever it may be. I truly believe that it is in every single person. Now, if you feel like you're just so far from it, then, send me a message and maybe it's something that I can actually help you with. However, I truly believe that everyone has got this inside of them and you just need to develop it and not to be so hard on yourself, because when you're not, the energy flows. So summarizing everything is just have fun with this. When you're going on to dates, when you're going out to dinner with business friends, or whether it's just friends or family or whatever it may be, the main thing is just to have fun and have a laugh. Because when you start to be magnetic and you stop seeking approval and you dress well and you're going on plenty of dates every week, life does start to get a lot better. I'll tell you that now. Going from once where I was 5 years ago, completely caught up in drinking, escaping, and just this really self-sabotaging behavior. If I asked myself 5 years ago, could I be here now and be living the life that I've lived? I mean, I would think, I'm not really sure, but at the same time, I knew that I was built for more, but I knew that I needed to change, and change was the uncomfortable thing. It's a thing. A lot of people will focus on how to make the money, and then they think everything else will just naturally come once they've made the money. It just doesn't work like that. You need to actually change you, and you're the only person that can change you. And when you actually change you, which is the very foundation and the very thing that's going to actually start to attract everything else that you need or want in your life, whether it's money, whether it's girls, whether it's business opportunities, attracting better relationships, whatever it may be. Going out and getting the money or whatever it may be is not going to be the thing that helps you. You need to change your character, and you need to go inside and figure out how you can do this. And when you do, have fun with it, because once you start to change you, then your whole world will shift.